Okay, let's start the next session. So this is the last session for today. So now I would like to invite Professor Anan and Professor Aphirak from Kasetsart University, Thailand, to give their talk on how communication technology is shaping everyday life. Please welcome.
Hashime mashite, watashi wa Anan desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay. Obviously, I will not talk in Japanese after this. That was all I learned by eavesdrop my wife teaching my daughter. That's all I know. For today, this is because it is our last session. We designed not to go into the technical at all, and we try to get the overview and how you for the understanding. First of all, we are from Kasetsart University. In case you are not haven't been to Thailand yet, we are in the centers of Thailand in Bangkok, around Bangkok area. So we are four campuses around the Thailand. Okay, but we are from the main campus in Kasetsart. The number of students is about 70,000 students. Yeah, so it is a little bit large numbers of the students. Okay, let's go to our presentation. So for today, we're going to talk about how communication technologies is shaping everyday life. Okay, so the outline is going to be two parts. The first one is going to be how communication integrated to daily life, and the second part is why trust is crucial. Okay, so we have technologies, and now we are talking about trust, and then why they are crucial for this one. Okay, so let's see the first one, the evolution of the communications since 1980s. That one we just start using the phone, the SMS kind of the thing until we go for the internet era about 2000. I do remember that time for living the communication way is to use the pager. Do you know pager? Have you born about that one? Obviously, in our age, you see the pagers. I used to work as an engineer in factories, and due to the limited message that we can send over the pagers, and due to the translation also in Thai and English, I'm an engineer on the shift, and I go out for my dinner. The pager is beeping, and he said, "Your factory is fired." I said, "What is that? Is fire? This fire factory kind of that thing." So I hurry up, driving back to the factories, and the problem is, and I found that there's no fire. Only the electricity is blackout, but they don't know how to translate, and they translate fire, right? So that is the miscommunication that happens because we have very limited words or letters that can put in the pagers. And also the translation of the human, of the operators who listen for the call and then try to page me. So this kind of thing can lead us to many misunderstanding about the communication. Okay, so in that era, it's going to be using kind of the internet, not very worldwide, but now it's changing the real world. So you have the Internet of Things. We will talk it a little bit later on. We have a massive of the IoT thing. Okay, we are now moving to a next generation for 6G. The G is mean generation, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are now about 5G. In some countries, they are implement 4G, and now starting using that one. Some area they might have a problem with the 4 and 5G, only run 3Gs like that. Okay, so from this one, we have seen the 5G in the daily life. So what kind of 5G affect us? So we are all of us, I believe, we play the social media. So anyone using Facebook? Okay, I see a few hands. You see that the same thing happened in Thailand. Very surprised. I said that who play the Facebook? Only the older people play the Facebook. That was the generation, the new generation tell me. Okay, so they said that no, Ajan, they call me Ajan like a sensei. Hey, sensei, no, we are not using Facebook. We're using TikTok. We're using other things, right? So they said that we are think Facebook is okay for communication, but no, it's not for this era. We use the instant messaging, we use Line, but over here might use WhatsApp, something like that. So everything is transformed to be in line communication. Send everything, ask everything until we are losing our life. For example, on holiday, it's still line, it's still beeping, ding, ding, ding. It's all the words is coming like this one. So they are affect us a lot. However, this thing can happen because we have a very good internet access. We have a very good signal from 5G. So we used to have only a couple kilobits per second. If in my era, when I'm writing a program, I need to deal with the memory space of in kilobit. But now you are in more than 100 gigabit like that one. So it's just so scale. How we can handle this kind of very fast speed of communication, this one. One of the most important thing is the latency. When you do the video conferencing, you talk to your friends, families, if it's delayed, it's gonna be not a very good communication at all, or maybe sometimes you don't understand. However, if you have a very good latency, it's gonna be pretty much you are like we are in face-to-face communication. And now, not only we can have the communication reaching us very close and very useful, we also have an AI drivenness. So you know, I will not talk about what is AI because you already know, and I believe that you use every day now. Okay, for ChatGPT, for Bard, for anything, right? So this AI driven it. So they are making a conversation. They can make the schedule for us. So they integrate to everything now. AI is not assigned for computer science or engineering for doing, but it's for everyone who using AI. Okay, we see this kind of communications. We can see this kind of AI integrate together, and we see that many applications come out. For example, the smart city. I can say that e-health, the thing that you just show the tele-concert, something like that. Yeah, the same thing. Last couple years in Kasetsart, we do the telemedicine, and very, very exciting. They have one of the doctors, they are trying to do the eye surgeries, and then all the medical students on the other side in our university taking to watching the operations. And when they put the knife in and the blood is going out like this one, so we are kind of shocking that, oh, we can learn like that. We can see it's almost real time for doing this kind of telemedicine happen here. We're gonna do a lot of things for the smart energy. Now we use a lot of solar cell. How can we connect them together? How can we share the power? How we can do the mobility for living, everything. You see the infrastructures that be based for all the things to be connected to each other. Like this one, a smart city here. So we used to have a base station to communicate to your mobile phone. But normally now it's not. It's gonna be each car, each vehicle gonna have the capability of talking to each other. So we call this one is a WANET, and it is not coming, it's just for many years now. So this kind of WANET, they can talk to each other, they can talk to the roadside unit, and then they can talk to the centers for prediction for the traffic. So this one, we can adjust more. This is not like we have the call centers try to distribute the traffic status, but all of us is the one who participate in the traffic status. For the home, we have a smart home. So in the smart home, a user, normally they play your mobile, you're using the phone without knowing that underneath you need the application, you need the software. Obviously, you have a lot of programming of the thing that you need to program to make the system work. Based on the operating system you use, you can use your iOS, you can use your Android, and then later on you need to contact with the sensor or the hardware. Okay, this one can be the voice sensors, the light sensors, or maybe the relay. Try to control, not only accepts, but also orders it. Okay, so this kind of thing is happen in the smart home connection. We have the outside connection that come into the gateway. This is the gateway of the routers that can connect to your house. So it means that they connect everything together. In the IoT, you can see that they have a lot of things that need to talk, not to use this before. My bell maybe talk to my church, and this is, no, it's not match. Why are you doing this? Like that one. So they have the IP, the connection. So the problem that comes with that one, how can we provide? We provide the addressing for each one of them. How can we provide the bandwidth? And how can we shaping many things like interference between them? So many others technology needs to come in. We need to assign the IPv6 for the naming. We have to have a lot of new ways of access of the short range, something like that. So this is the smart home, and the IoT is coming. Okay. We have the 5G that can spread out the connectivities for all the world. Now we want to move to 6G. Okay, the cellular technologies here. We want something faster. We want something lower latency. We want to enhance the capability of this thing. So from 5G, now we are aiming for a new one that is much better. This is 6G here. Okay? For the challenge for the 6G that we want from now, because the human is the one thing that never enough, right? You have the bandwidth designed, and you said that, wow, it's a lot. After a year, it's full, right? And then you ask more. Because we change our behavior of using this kind of bandwidth. So for the 6G, the challenge is that, what is the coverage area? If I go to some field area, can I have that coverage with that kind of speed, which is the SLA, which is the keywords coming? How is the best effort, or is a guarantee for me to use this kind of bandwidth? We're going to talk a little bit about the positioning system. You walk into the mall, and then you pass into a window shopping for one store. At that time, the advertisement of that store should be pop up to you, to your phone right away, not later or not before. Okay, so how can we do that with this kind of technology? So we need to have a very good positioning system to locate your phone or your cell on that position. You need to talk about how about the security that is issue that's coming. And then all the privacy that you need to come. And we need to mention about the carbon free, right? So, carbon neutral, something, everything about the energies that is a big issue for this one. So this kind of challenge that will be waiting for the new wave of the 6Gs to come. We can have the thing like in the movie of I believe the name is Minority Report, kind of thing. So if you watch the movie, so it's like a hologram, 3D. So you can touch it, you can do everything. It's not in the movie anymore. Okay, it's kind of this thing. You can do the 3D display, interactive. It is AI driven with the high resolution image. Okay, you can do the remote communication right away here. Okay, like this is sample. It is a live hologram. So it means that you can have a studio, one thing, and on the right-hand side, it is like in the concert or in the show. So you can live yourself as a hologram, and then you can talk and chat with the audience like that one. It's not in the movie now, okay? We are meeting. This is the thing that you can embrace the benefit of how you collaborate. Because the keyword of the new communication is not technologies. It's how can you engage people together? How can you talk? How can you learn from each other? So the collaboration, the creativity can be a lot more engagement with this kind of like a VR thing, AR thing that can make you more rich of the contents and the behavior that you can interact with. Now, we have this communication, we have a 5G, we have a 6G. Now, what is the emerging technologies that for us now? So I can point out into maybe four. I pick up four of them. The first one is about quantum communications. The second one about the edge computing, the satellite-based internet, and the AI-driven automation here. So I will give some very brief example. For example, the quantum. Everybody talking about the quantum. What is that? Okay, so if I try to summarize it very short, normally we know that one bit of data is going to be 0, or either one is going to be 1. But now in quantum, we can do both the same time, or maybe in between value here. So what does it mean? It means that, we can do many, many more with this kind of 1 bit here. Or another word that I can explain about the quantum things is that we have an area, let's say a football field. I want to search each square inch, this one. If I search by myself, I can take, maybe 3 days. But if I have 10 people searching at the same time, it's going to be shorter, maybe 1 day is finished. But in quantum computing, it looks like we have million people on every square meters, on every issue, and search at the same time. What does it mean? It means that application, or the thing that you run in 3 days, we used to have a parallel computing GPU thing. It can be run in less than 2 hours. But now it can be 3 seconds. Okay, this is quantum computing. Okay, so this is come real fast. And now it's not in the lab anymore. There are some of the experiment running as well. That leads us to the quantum communications. So this one, as the last talk about from the NTT, that they talk about the fiber optics. They talk about the photon, that they move from one place to the others. Now we are waiting for the engineer to do something like quantum repeaters. How can we relay all the signal from senders to the receiver at the end, and how long that we can use this one and do the encryption. That we will talk a little bit in the end that about how safe or how can we detect this kind of intricity in the sending by using this quantum communication here. The second one that is need to be discussed in wide range is about the edge computing. Okay, every time, let's see, in this room, we might have a lot of sensors. Okay, we have sensors of the maybe the rain. We have the sensor of the temperatures. Every time we might write a program using the MQTT protocol, send this one back to the server in Osaka, and then calculating the hyper machine something, and send the result back to here. However, the thing happened is the latency from here to Osaka and back, it takes too long. And also, if we calculate only from the sensor here into maybe in the next room gateway, if we do that one, if we shorten the way of the latency that we can respond to something. For example, the rain it's going to be rain or it start raining, so we shut down the curtain, something like that. So we can do right away with the much faster way if we calculate locally. This is the word of the edge computing. We are not waiting for a big server to do it. We do something in edge next to the sensor, like that one. Okay. So in this one, instead of sending everything for a crowd base to calculate, we can send to the gateway, calculate everything, this one, back and forth in here, locally, very fast, and then the rest of this one can be gathering together into the big pictures, into the IoT, cloud platform, data warehouse, analyzing something. But obviously, the edge computing is the key to come to how can you driving the IoT thing and how you connect the piece of thing in the field to sensor and make it work. Okay, this edge computing. I give you an example. This is the edge computing that integrated with the AI. So in the U.S. Post Office, they are use this kind of thing for tracking the missing packet. See the numbers of the packet that passing to the system. It's about 7.3 billion packet per year, or about 200 something per second. So it's a lot. How can we do that one? So if we do the calculate on the big countries and then going to the centers, no, it's not on time. It cannot do it. So the thing that they do, they are deploying the AI on edge server. And on this edge server, about 195 sites, and this one serving for doing the detection of the OCR functionality, analyzing the pictures, whatever that they do, that to find the missing packet like that. So this kind of thing you cannot do with the cloud-based system. Okay, you need to do at the level of the edge. Okay. Another thing, the third thing, is about the satellite-based Internet of Things. So the satellite-based, it means that you have this one, you have this, okay, the satellite on top. So we have two satellite talking to each other. Okay, the satellite should be talking to each other here. That's one communication way. Another way is how in the world, from the terrestrial, from the ground floor, talking to the satellite. So this is another one way here. So we are talking about the footprint of the thing of the satellite that go into the ground, and we go talk up and talk down like that one. And also another one is for free space talking. Okay, so these three things can make the internet much more complementary to the real world now. Because now we need to have a line, at least we need to have a fiber optic to the base station, and the base station gonna use the wireless cover the some of the area. But we need to install a lot of base stations to cover all area in the world, right? So it's very hard to do that. That's why they come into the satellite thing. The satellite thing is not just coming. They're coming for a long time, okay? So for this one, I show you this one. Iridium. You know iridium? Any guess what is iridium? Iridium is the name from the periodic table, okay? There's atomic numbers, okay? It's a 77. So the name of the iridium comes from the company try to launch LEO, or low orbit satellite. 77 of them cover the world, cover all over the world. And then it's been that when you want to talk, I want to talk to someone in Africa, I need to talk to the satellite over me. And the satellite will talk to each other and go into the Africa, and then it can send down and talk right away here. So this is not just happen. I show you this one, the Jurassic Park, this movie about 1993, 95, something like that. So it's just very fun. I like it a lot. And they use this kind of satellite phone. They talk over the satellite and then go down on the New York, and then they can talk to the New York they are in the other island in the part of the world, something like that. So this kind of iridium is the example of the low orbit system here. But the cost, it comes with the cost, right? It's very expensive. It used to be die before. Now they try to get the ghost to be working again because of the business concept and the thing that the money they put in already. Okay, I believe now they're gonna change some of the business value, some of business strategies, and try to sell this kind of communication again. The fourth one is about the AI automation. Okay, this one is easy to talk now because everybody know AI. It have many types. I just want to raise some of the application. For example, the voice assistants. They have a voice assistant for long time ago from Siri, from Google Assistant, Alexa, something like that. We now have a chatbot. We now have a avatar. Everything they have something coming. AI is also come for automation. It means that they will do everything for you automatically. We used to have the thing, I really like the Doraemon, something like that, and we need to have what is called something that you can put on your mouth and you can talk any language, like that one, right? The same thing here. So we can do the voice-to-voice real-time translation. What does it mean? It means that the customer can call, they talk Thai language. We're gonna have the real-time translation changed to be Japanese. Once the human hear the Japanese, they answer in Japanese. And the Japanese, after that one, it's going to be translated back in Thai to the Thai customer right away. So what does it mean? You talk Thai, the customer talk Thai, you talk Japanese. It's seamless. That is the way to do the voice-to-voice real-time translation. Or another way around, if you don't want to have a human interfere with this one, Thai people call, they talk Thai, they change the real-time, change into the text-based, coming to the chat GPT, kind of that thing, find the answers, and try to convert this one from text to speech, and then speak out in Thai. So this one is also going to happen, voice to chat, like this one. So there's two ways that we can use this kind of AI to help, and then now it's going to be a real life. We can talk right away there, like that. A lot of people now using the summarize for the video and conference, because I also have a lot of meetings like this one. I used to wait for a week at least to my secretary to summarize everything and then give me the summaries. But now you can just click 1 or 2 clicks, and then you can get the summaries of the paper, summaries of the meeting. They can catch who is talking, this guy talking, what is the opinion of this guy, summarize each one. And then you can have all the meetings in details. You never miss anything, even though you are sleeping for a while, take a nap, something. Okay, so this kind of thing is happening now. Now, I want to move the thing to the trust. How is the trust? We know that the communication now is integrated now. Okay, now, how about the trust? It is crucial. Okay. Right.
Okay, my name is Aphirak. I will talk about the trust in the services that we already use. But at first, I would like to show you. Anyone in this room don't use the social media? Do you know that your data might be already breached to the internet by the hackers? And maybe some data is the personal identification information, PII. And for the example of the data that can tell that is you is your full name, your phone number, your email address that you use, your username, and sometimes they know that where are you going in the last 2 months, because sometimes they have the geolocation, they have the track that where we like to go every day. Like every midnight I go to this restaurant, and after midnight I go home, something like that. That is very serious for security and your life. So this is the example of the news in BBC that LinkedIn, this room is used LinkedIn a lot because we use for finding job, right? LinkedIn is also leaking at 2021 for 700 million. That is including your email, your username, your gender that you already provide to the LinkedIn. Do you trust LinkedIn? Do you trust LinkedIn? Can he save your data? Can you secure store your data, and this secure store authorize to the person use your data? But I always, when they have caution that he will use your data for do job search, something like that, but I never read it. I always yes to that for use of data, right? This is the example of the first that I would like to show you that your data might be on the internet already, is the personal information, and also the Facebook. In the 2019, the Facebook is also leaked data for the user, 600 million user account, and if you investigate more, they said your password stored in the plain text. Do you know plain text? Plain text means if your answer is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the Facebook will save in the database 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means if you use the same database through every services, if it's leaking, and they know that you use the Instagram, IG, TikTok, never born that time. IG and the other services, they can use your data and they not the Facebook don't told the user that who is leaked. So it's very serious for the security. For this point, if you're looking at the biggest data breach ever, they have many companies that you are familiar with, like Yahoo, Facebook, but they have also the hotel data like Marriott. They leaked the 373 million data for the guests. Like they know that which kind of room that you book, how often you go to a hotel, everything that leaked to the internet, and also the Equifax for consumer credit. For the banking, they can check that your credit is good or not. If this information is leaking, so the hacker know how about the situation of your financial. It's very, very, very serious situation. And also, now every services might to make it more securely because they need the user to trust them, right? This is the keyword of trust, that if I put the data in their service, they will keep our data secure. Let's move to, that is the service that we already know that where they have leaking. And before I go to the deepfake, I would like to show you this one. Did you ever go to this site? I have porn. I have been porn. This site is the central information that you can check that your identity is leaking or not by this is they collect the news and the data that already leaked and make this to be the website. For example, this is my email, aphirak.j@ku.ac.th, and I would like to check that this email is leaking by which services. And I press it one point, and they will check the database, and they will know that your data might be leaked at what time, Dropbox, find the pics, anything that you can check. This is only the data that they leak and they know. If the data is leaked and they not announced, you cannot know that your data is already leaked or not. This is very good for checking your identity, that is also leaked or not. For if you know what happened, if you know, you can check and you know the service is already leaked, you can change the password or something like that for protecting yourself. This is leaking information. And also the another kind of AI technology that can help the hacker or can help the person to make a real-time deepfake. You know deepfake? You can swap your face by putting another face. And you can, in Thailand, it's very famous by the hacker or the bad person. They will use this kind of technology deepfake, and then they call the victim and said he is a police from that station, and you have do something wrong, and you need to contact me and do some kind of like phishing, but in the real time like a deepfake. So now they can use the AI power for face mapping and real time rendering, and also motion capture your feeling and can translate the face in real time. If you use this, I will show you the video for this one. It's an original video, and you take a look at his face at the top. The top is the original picture, that video that is the master of the video, and then the lower is the face that shipped to be the girl, and they do it in real time. You can do it on your personal computer with the graphic card, and if you can imagine that your face can shift, switch, and the voice can translate real time, you can be anyone. And I heard from the news that many companies, when they tele-interview, normally they tell the interviewer to like swipe the hand to look that this is real person or is not real for make the interview. This is the AI technology that can help you for not help can you have to understand that what is the benefit for the AI and how you know that this is real or not to protect you from the fake. This one is the real-time face deepfake, and also now it's very famous one. If you know hygiene services, you can make your digital clone. You can sell the product while you're sleeping because you have the AI clone to do the job for you. And at first you have to train the AI. What is your voice? What is your feeling? this is right or this is wrong for when you're speaking, and you can tell them by like a LLM, please sell this product, and they generate the script, and you put the script to the AI clone, and she will talk for you, and she will talk for you. I also have the video for show you here. This is the example of the video.
Same exact use case, but I don't think it's there yet, but it is getting so close. I honestly, just all of this into a simple step-by-step guide. These days, how you show up online is the new handshake. It's the first impression you give to your podcast audience, your clients, your employees, your students. You give.
You know, left or right is the real one. is not in the movie, is now real, and every company try to enable these services for some kind of the help desk or something that when you call and you like to human for interaction and respond in real time. That is in the real now. Come back to the privacy, because you see that you can give the data for the company and they train the model for you. And normally, if you use the Google or Facebook or any services, they also give you some kind of consent that you give the information, which information you can use, and they can tracking you. Always tracking, monitor you, what are you doing, what do you like, and where are you going every day. So in this picture, it's very go to that direction, that you see this person is no dress, and Google know what are you doing, what is your size, what is your face, or anything that they can do it. So now I would like to state that everyone should know that how you control this information, this your information, because you give all to the services, but you don't control it. And also the privacy and security. You know what's different? Privacy and security? Privacy is control your personal data, privacy your data. And security, the protection for unauthorized access. In this picture, you see the goldfish in the grass is transparent, you see? It's transparent, so the privacy is not good, but the webcam is protect that catfish, the goldfish. So it's a security. Security and privacy not need to come together. Sometimes you have the security and no privacy, like these pictures. That is the key. Okay, another one is I just a little bit for the quantum cryptography. They like to, like Professor Anan said, they like to send the data from, for example, from a Bob to at least to Bob. This quantum cryptography will enable that the receiver know that this light or the photon is changed. They can take the if dot in the center, in the middle of the transmission, and they will not accept that one. The key is that normally if we transmit the data between the router or the devices, there might be someone called man in the middle, right? They know that the data come here to the middle, and middle send to the other, and the end might not detect that what is changed. But in the quantum cryptography, the sender and the receiver might have some agreement or some protocol at first, and when they transmit the data, the receiver can detect that is that chain or not chain. So it can know by the receivers that they can think that this transmission is intercepted by the man in the middle or not. That makes it more secure. And also come back to, first we see the we see the data breach, and then we come to the privacy and security, and then they go to the quantum cryptography, and then come back to the law. The law, the example of this one is the GDPR. Anyone know the GDPR? What is GDPR? It's a General Data Protection Regulation for EU. This means that everyone that collect the data for EU citizen outside their country, they need to follow these rules. And this rule is focused on the user. This means that focus on the personal data that they collect. And also they give the permission for the user to like to be forgotten. This means that if the Facebook collect my data and I am the EU citizen, I can tell the Facebook to delete my data. This is the ability for this law. And also they have many laws in the US, and in Thailand we had the PDPA. This is law in Thailand, the same as the EU, but apply for the Thai people. That one. To make our user can find some kind of AI threat and some kind of security and privacy, because of the data in the internet is a lot of misinformation, and also they have some advertising in did you use a Shopee or Lazada? When we search for something like computer or the telephone, in the picture on the app is look nice, something like that, and after I order it's some kind of the toy. There's some kind of advertising and scam or something like that. So how to make our people that can fight with this some kind of issue? So we have to train them or tell them how they can do the fact checking. If you receive the data, how they can go back to the original and how to check that it's real or not, because they have a lot of fake news on the internet. And also they have to, this content is a real video from our boss or not boss, right? Sometimes they use the AI to emulate the boss and order you to do something. If you cannot know how to check, you might be the victim for that attack. And also they need to put the user awareness and also literacy to the curriculum, our training, to make our people to have the literacy. Okay? For the key takeaway, okay? The communication technology make life easier, but come with a security risk that you have see the data breach already. User, business, and governments must collaborate to maintain trust. This is a real one that very important too. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Anan and Professor Aphirak. So I think many of you will have questions. So I want to open the floor for questions. So those who have questions, please raise your hand and come to the point. No. Okay. Yeah. We have one.
Thank you for the presentation, focusing on the privacy and security, as well as to understand how the internet is working during these days, especially for the end user. But I'm wondering about the Thailand privacy and data policy, how they are trying to manage, and even how the academic side is trying to improve and contributing, working with the different stakeholders. So how's the current situation, and what is the progress, and how all of the stakeholders are trying to improve? Thank you.
Okay. So currently, that we can say that implement the rules is not easy. We can issue the rules. We can copy like a CDPR or GDPR or create a new PDPA or anything. The thing is that we try to make the guideline and let them try to follow the guideline, do something. So now I can say that the status is for the company size, they very alert with this one because they has been fined in the real case. And for the academic thing is I think it's gonna be another step. But they will do this one. They will ask that if something happened, and then ask that do you something or not? Did you try to do the protection or not? If not, you are fully charged. If you are doing something already, they're gonna be no charge, and like a warning, and they said, oh, you do your best for doing this one. So the situation gonna be like that. So only some company on the company size that is has been imposed with the kind of a fine. A lot of laws is issue, but for the government size, for the like a university, no, not really implement that one, not enforcement like that one.
Thank you. Can I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Because Professor Ashik mentioned about the Lazada and Shopee. So I have a quite interest on that advertisement. Even though they are, doing their business widely all around the country, even though there are also the scamming, and for example, like Temu is a quite popular online platform for going shopping. So what is your opinion how the government and the civil society as well as the academy trying to take action upon these online scam, even though we are witnessing that there are the online scam, but the action part is the weak in my opinion. But so far I would like to know your opinion on that matter as well.
Really hard question, but I think that the key of the security like this one is three things. One is the technology, people, and process. Right? When you have the scam and you have a good application, you cannot always protect this like a scam. So the important key is the people, how you can communicate the case, how you can ease fasting to give them the information and give them the train. What is the case now and who got this one and how to check this is real or not. I think this is very important.
I add a little bit. So they have two sides for the technology's point of view and for the social or the user. For the technology's point of view, now they have something like you are not paid, like you pay the money, of course. The money will be come into the centers, not to the merchants there, until you are approved, so they can transfer the money. So if something wrong, you not transfer, so they are not get the money, kind of that thing. So this technology is real. Another view is social thing. So they gonna be something like, oh, this job is fake, this job is blah blah blah. But now it's also like a policeman and thief, right? They change the identity and come up in the new option. The only way that I think it matters is how can we teach or how can make the people literate. How can they know the digital literacy? How do they know the security literacy? And that is important for protection themselves. Okay, not just by case by case. The new case keep coming. They come with a new idea. But if you are aware or if you have something that in knowledge that, oh, this is weird, or something like too good to be true. If you see something too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is there.
Thank you so much for such an interesting session. I actually have two questions. As you mentioned that users, businesses, and governments must collaborate to maintain trust. So as per your experience in communication technology, so what should be the first, when we are collaborating with the business? So what should be the few parameters that act as testaments that yes, this is a trustable business, and if there is my own business, how can I depict my business to be a trustable business? What are the parameters that I should maintain in my own business to depict my business as a trustable business as well?
First, you need to protect yourself. So the easiest way to follow some guideline, right? So we cannot tell that we want to protect everything. No, it's not. It's not that way. So normally it's going to be kind of guideline for you to follow. For example, like a PDPA, GDPR, whatever. So they have a rules. So some of the cases that already established for following. So if you keep follow the rules, at least you will save. The rule is not for the policeman come to you and say you do or not doing. It's just for your awareness that you know, are aware of something gonna be breached, something gonna be stolen. This one is not important. You should not keep it because it's not safe. That is the way, of the regulation and rules. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I would like to add more. There are some standard like a PCI DCs for credit card or something like that you have to follow. If you would like to like online shopping and you would like to them for use a credit card, you have to follow the standard.
Okay.
And also, if you in many countries that they have their own regulator, you also have to comply with that regulator too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. The next question is here.
Two questions. The first one is that since 2023, in ASEAN country, ASEAN Force, I think we have some international fellows here, right? It means all the Southeast Asian country. Okay, so the ASEAN Digital Economic Framework Agreement has launched in 2023, right? But one thing is very interesting is that, there's certain dominant countries such as like Singapore, like when they talk about they want to share like their data and also enhance the AI collaboration between countries. They tend not to share all those things with the other country, even they have a framework there. So how do you feel that we can maintain trust? Because the key takeaway is that governments must collaborate together to maintain trust, right? But this is easier said than done. And the second question is that, again, in certain countries, I spent some time in Thailand too. For example, kings, sometimes they have the power to ask government to actually provide certain information, maybe let's say protest. The same case for Singapore, because the government has the right to actually ask business to provide all those information, right? But business try to maintain, privacy or data protection for people. But the government, on the other hand, is revoking those things. So how do you think we can do it moving forward? Yeah.
Very tough questions. Now it's touching the politics now. So normally the privacy thing is coming to everywhere and try to implement it. However, and I believe that in all the countries that we have their own style, and each one they are totally different. The way of thinking, the way of managing, the way of running the countries is not the same. So I think that one need to be leave room for kind of the thing that you never understand if you are outside the country. That's one thing. Normally there will be two sides always. There will be two sides that try to manage, try to protect, and try to use it, kind of that thing. So this is got to be balanced by itself, by the population or the people who try to use that one. I cannot say that it can be a final decision. What should we do? Like also in Singapore, they are share or they want to share. It's up to him. The same thing as the EU, the money they want. Why I want to go out from the EU? I don't want to use this money. It's up to him. Right? So everything is up to the countries to make a decision. So sometimes we need to respect that. And then if they want to join or not to join, trust or not to trust. But even more, after a while, if the majority of the countries, for example, the other countries, they are joined together and they come together this way, they will be strong. And at that point, they need to check it. So that's my answer.
Just provide comment on that, right? Because what you say is true, but because those agreements are supposed to help country to strengthen their relation, and also AI, you always have to a regulated framework for each country to follow. But if some country they're not following it, there's no point for them to do anything. Because let's say I want to do some kind of illegal activity, let's say in Singapore, but I step outside and I go to Thailand, and then the Singapore government say we cannot do anything, right, about that. So that's why I think those frameworks sometimes is just they are doing it. They're not really doing anything. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're really true. So now, in Thailand, now we have just the case of the water of Thailand.
They are possible. That is outside Thailand, and they are scamming Thailand. So what should we do? I want the same thing. So we need to go in and try to negotiate for this kind of other countries and try to get that one. So it's not easy. It's international affairs. And that one is a big issue. I cannot tell you also, but it's a big issue. You're touching something across the border.
Okay, thank you. So, short question.
Okay, thank you, Professor. From the presentation throughout the day, the anchor keyword is trust. And I've seen how the society is going to be in the future, looking at 6G and other kind of Gs that will come. So my question is, how do we create an anchor trust? And who are the critical and the stakeholders within this anchor trust? Where people will trust AI, and at the same time, that anchor trust will not breach innovation. So that is what I'm worried about throughout the day. So can you suggest anything going forward?
Normally the new technologies always make people fierce, right? So there's two groups. One is very fierce about this one, not using it all, and another one trying to push forward. And this one needs to be keep up pace together. So what does it mean? It means that we need to use it, and we need to aware it. Obviously, it's going to be dangerous on the way. I can ask you this one. If you think about the car, it caused a lot of accident. You want to use it or not? It's up to you, right? So it's this the same that we need to learn along the technologies, because otherwise we develop refuse every new technologies, and they said that it's too dangerous. It's going to be have a hole, it has to be a data breach or everything, and we're not using it at all. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be move with it and then try to fix it, and move on. I believe we should be that way.
One last thing. Now we don't have any streamlined AI policy. It's like the regulation of AI is fragmented, depending on the region you find yourself. So, and also looking at the pace at which AI is going, it's not dangerous.
I would it's dangerous as I mentioned. So the AI policy starts coming out in many countries, and not as this year, many years ago, and also now it's still not effective. What does it mean that they cannot enforce everything? Well, because the technology is just too new. I can say that one is too new to mankind, to human. So we are not even understand the real thing, right? And then that's why we embrace them. So we need to take two shares, right? The useful of them and also the risk that use them. Yeah, I can say that.
Thank you.
Okay, the last question, make it short.
Okay. So the question is, as we all know that all of our data is stored in the, like for Facebook, it's stored in the Facebook database. So they have the access over everything. So happens many times that there are like different crimes happens, and the data was taken by the employees themselves. Okay, so they don't, maybe they have the rules and regulation inside their own companies, but they don't follow it. Do you think that those giant tech companies, they should have a strict policy so that employees do not play around with the data, use the data? Or what's your solution for that, or your proposal for that? I want to know your perspective.
In short, we cannot do anything about that.
Okay.
What does it mean? What does it mean? You impose many policy. Human is human. Then we find a way to try to do that. The only way is that you need to implement the new technologies. For example, you encrypt everything. Even that you are the workers in the company, you cannot reach it, or you cannot touch the data, or you touch it, you cannot understand. The kind of details is step. So this you need to have some technologies for helping. So if you do a policy, it's just for govern the data. But to do the real thing, you need to do the other things. For example, encryption or something to make the data secure.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you again, Dr. Anan and Dr. Aphirak.